On a quiet Sunday morning in Hyde, Tameside, a single phone call set off a chain of events that would send shockwaves across the world of boxing. At exactly 6:45 a.m., Greater Manchester police were called to a modest house, where officers would uncover the lifeless body of a man whose name once echoed through sold-out arenas. A man celebrated not just as a champion but as one of Britain's most beloved fighters. That man was Ricky Hatton. He was only 46 years old. The discovery was as sudden as it was heartbreaking. Authorities revealed little, saying only that they did not believe his death came under suspicious circumstances. The words did little to answer the questions that immediately flooded the minds of fans and loved ones. How could someone so full of life, who only months earlier had announced plans for yet another comeback to the ring, be gone so suddenly? The cause of death remained uncertain, leaving space for speculation, sorrow, and an overwhelming sense of loss. Ricky Hatton's story was always more than just that of a boxer. It was a story of triumph and tragedy, of meteoric rises and crushing lows, of public adoration and private battles with demons that often threatened to consume him. Beyond the statistics, beyond the belts, was a man whose struggles were as visible as his victories. Hatton had been open about his depression, his struggles with drug addiction, and the heavy weight of expectation that came with being a national hero. Yet, for all the pain he carried, Ricky was adored. He wasn't just a boxer. He was the Hitman from Manchester, a working-class hero who never lost touch with his roots. He was approachable, candid, and genuine, qualities that endeared him to millions of fans who would follow him anywhere, from small-town arenas to the bright lights of Las Vegas. And now, those same fans are left mourning. Their chants of, "There's only one Ricky Hatton," transformed into an aching tribute to a man who gave everything inside the ring, even when his battles outside it nearly broke him. Ricky Hatton's career began in 1997 when he made his professional debut at Whiddens. From the very start, he showed a relentless style that thrilled fans. His aggressive body punches, his tireless pace, and his fearlessness set him apart. He fought a total of 48 professional bouts, winning 45 of them. His crowning moment came in June 2005, when he stunned the boxing world by defeating the formidable Kostya Tszyu to claim the IBF light-welterweight title. Hatton's victory that night wasn't just about winning a belt. It was about proving himself on the grandest stage, showing that the kid from Manchester had the heart of a true champion. 2 years later, he captured another world title by defeating Jose Luis Castillo, solidifying his reputation as one of the best fighters in the world. But as high as he climbed, the falls were just as dramatic. In 2007, Hatton faced Floyd Mayweather at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It was the fight that promised to cement Hatton's place among the greatest of all time. British fans flooded Vegas, turning it into a sea of blue and white, chanting Hatton's name with pride. For a while, it looked like Ricky could do the impossible. But Mayweather, at the peak of his powers, was simply too good. Hatton lost the fight, and for the first time in his professional career, tasted the bitterness of defeat. The loss to Mayweather didn't break him. Not yet. Hatton returned a year later to face Manny Pacquiao in front of a supercharged crowd in Manchester. The excitement was electric, but that night ended in tragedy inside the ropes. Pacquiao knocked Hatton out in just 2 rounds, a defeat so brutal that many wondered if Ricky would ever recover. What followed was a 4-year absence from boxing, a period during which Hatton's struggles with mental health became painfully clear. He revealed thoughts of suicide, sharing with the world just how deep his suffering went. In 2012, after years away, Hatton made one final attempt at a comeback. The fight was against Vyacheslav Senchenko, and the crowd roared with the same passion as always. Ricky fought with heart, but his body betrayed him. He was knocked out, and with that, Hatton finally announced his retirement. The decision was painful, but it was necessary. His days as a fighter were over. Ricky Hatton's death has left a hole that cannot be filled. The Greater Manchester Police may have stated that there were no suspicious circumstances, but the mystery of his passing lingers. For fans, for friends, and for family, it feels cruelly abrupt, as though the final chapter of his story was written before its time. What makes Ricky Hatton's loss so profound is not just what he achieved, but what he represented. He was more than a boxer. He was a symbol of working-class determination, of grit, of resilience. He was someone who faced his demons in public, who admitted his flaws, who never pretended to be perfect. That honesty, combined with his extraordinary talent, made him beloved far beyond the ring. Tributes have poured in from every corner of the boxing world. Fellow fighters, promoters, and fans alike have shared their memories, their respect, and their grief. To many, Hatton was Britain's most popular fighter of the modern era, a man whose fights were as much a cultural event as a sporting one. His legacy isn't just in the belts he won, but in the lives he touched, the arenas he filled, and the hope he gave to so many. For his family, the loss is immeasurable. Hatton leaves behind loved ones who saw not just the fighter, but the man behind the gloves. The father, the son, the friend. For his fans, the loss is deeply personal. They saw themselves in Ricky Hatton, the kid from Manchester who never forgot where he came from, who fought with the same passion they cheered with. In the end, Ricky Hatton's story is one of brilliance and pain, of triumph and tragedy, of a man who gave everything he had to the sport he loved. His battles may have ended, but his spirit lives on in the chants that once echoed through stadiums. There's only one Ricky Hatton. Now, those words carry with them not just pride but sorrow, a final farewell to a champion who will never be forgotten.